Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim. This is the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Hopefully everyone had a great Christmas, and after opening presents and everything this morning, this day was dedicated to one thing and one thing only, and that was NBA basketball. Later on, Thamid will recap the earlier games. That would be the Heat and the Mavericks and the Celtics and the Knicks. So with the Celtics and Knicks, you got a game that was sloppy for the first three quarters and ended up being a great finish. And you got Miami blowing out Dallas, which ultimately, because they put the backups in, ended up only being a 11-point game. But it was a blowout for all intents and purposes. The games I'm going to recap now are the 5 and the 8 o'clock game. That would be Bulls, Lakers, and Magic and Thunder. So let's start with the Bulls and Lakers, and when I really go into this game, let's cut right to the chase. It's tied. The Bulls need a stop on defense, or actually they're down by 1. The Bulls need a stop on defense, and they get it. Luol Deng gets the steal. He dribbles up and goes up to pass. No one's open. It looked like he almost came down. I thought that he was down and that it should have been up and down. Nonetheless, he gets the ball to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose makes a bunch of nice moves, gets to the paint, and over Pau Gasol hits his signature floater to win the game. So, really impressive job by Derrick Rose. The one problem I have with this is that, and if you go through the box score, it looks like Derrick Rose had a really good game. And he had a decent game. He didn't have a terrible game. But that's what I hate about certain highlights is Derrick Rose is 9 of 13. Wow, that's really impressive. He has 22 points. It's a pretty solid game. He had a good game. He didn't have a great game. You need to give credit to Luol Deng, who first of all had that steal on defense, which you're not going to see on TV. He had that steal on defense. He also had 21 points, 7 rebounds. He had a very good game today, and I just think that it drives me nuts, maybe not when they cut the highlights to 30 seconds or 45 seconds, but when they just show the last play like that, because you don't really have any idea. If you were not able to get away from family to watch that game, believe me, I've been in that situation before, or if you had to work or whatever, you weren't home, whatever the case may be, and you tune on, you think, oh wow, Derrick Rose hit that great game-winning shot. You don't see what happened throughout the game. You don't see that the Lakers were basically pulling away and coughed this game up. Kobe Bryant, to me, he didn't look right. Something about him did not look right. I don't know exactly what was wrong with Kobe. Obviously, the wrist is bothering him. And I understand that you would have a tough time, or you would be frustrated with how the Lakers offseason went, to say the least. They traded away Lamar Odom after not getting Chris Paul for essentially nothing that will help the team now, and really nothing that's going to help the team in the future. And I can understand being pissed about that, because Kobe's attitude, and this is why he has so many supporters, is to win a championship every year. He said it after he lost last year. When he was asked how he felt this year, he said, a wasted year. You know, no one said that Kobe Bryant choked in the playoffs, which he did last year, by the way. But, and I'm not trying to say that to make Kobe Bryant look bad, but I'm just pointing out something that is kind of missed because of how Kobe handled it compared to how LeBron handled it. If LeBron didn't handle it like an asshole, he might have had more people on his side. Kobe handled it like a winner. Kobe has some success in the playoffs to back it up. Obviously, that helps. But I'm getting off track there. Obviously, Kobe Bryant saw 28.7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Looks good on paper, but ultimately he's probably going to have to do that about every night for them to win. And at age 33 with a bum wrist, I don't know what they were doing out there today. I was listening to a few shows since then, and I was thinking, man, in 5th grade, I didn't run a triangle offense. In 5th grade, I ran a motion offense that was more complex than what the Lakers were doing today. They were lined 2 guys up at the bottom of the arc, 2 guys at the side at the perimeter, and 1 guy at the top. And they were just passing around. No one was even really cutting the whole game. It was just Mike Brown. People say, oh, he won 66 games with no. And that's why when they showed his resume, I just said, look, you had LeBron James in his prime. I guess that's his prime. I don't know exactly. You had LeBron James. That's what it should say on his resume, because it's not that that Mike Brown didn't do anything, but it says that Mike Brown's just not a very good head coach. And I think the Lakers are going to realize that real quick. I would be shocked if this guy makes it to the end of the season, or even at that if he gets a second season. I just don't think he's a very good coach. As far as the Bulls part goes, it was not a great game for them, but what I did see besides Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, I saw Carlos Boozer. He had moments of being the Carlos Boozer the Bulls thought they were getting from the Utah Jazz. And if they're going to be a legit NBA Finals contender, the way that we saw the Heat play today and the way that we saw the Knicks and the Celtics play today, Carlos Boozer's going to have to be back to or close to the Carlos Boozer they thought they were signing. Rip Hamilton's going to have to step it up. He had a frustrating first game. And Joakim Noah offensively is going to have to improve. Defensively, he did a pretty solid job. He had 4 defensive rebounds. He obviously had the big block at the end on Kobe Bryant to end the game. So ultimately in that one, the Bulls are 1-0, the Lakers are 0-1, and there's a lot of questions right now with the Lakers, to say the least. It's extremely hard for me to believe that last year at this time they were talking, oh, we're going to three-peat, when now they're in a situation where you don't know what the hell is going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. Kobe Bryant's the only stability there. He's the only player that you can look at and count on, I think, at this point. Because let's look down the times. Josh McRoberts. Come on. Devin Ebanks. Come on. I mean, they both had pretty solid games. I'm not going to act like they didn't play well. But this is the Los Angeles Lakers. Derek Fisher is 37 years old or whatever. Pau Gasol, there's just questions about this guy. He did not have a good season last year. He had a terrible playoffs last year. And obviously he's done some impressive things with the Lakers, including having a very big NBA Finals the other year against the Celtics. But it was against the Celtics. I just don't think that Pau Gasol's head's 100% into it, and after they tried to trade you in the offseason, that's pretty believable, or that's a pretty good reason for your head not to be into it. And by the way, before I move on to the next game, I think it is in store that, my God, ABC, do you not realize what a joke your game show was in between? John Barry annoys the hell out of me. I don't listen to the guy. Magic Johnson is really the one, because when Magic Johnson talks, because he's Magic Johnson, people are going to listen. And that's why I hate when people use the excuse, oh, you don't play, you never played in the NBA, so you're not qualified. And then you have guys who are, I'm not taking away Magic Johnson's top 5 all-time player, but he's a horrible analyst. It's always coming back to the Lakers, and he annoys me as an analyst. Mike Wilbon, I can suffer through with. I don't think he's awful in other sports. I just don't think he's a good NBA analyst. Chris Broussard, God, that guy, just the voice alone annoys the hell out of me. And he's a LeBron James lover, and he is to the actual sense of LeBron James lover, not what some people try and point me out on YouTube because I sometimes defend him. On to the second game, we look at the Magic falling to the Thunder 97-89. Kevin Durant has a huge game, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. For the Magic, this is what basically sums it up for me. Dwight Howard knows that in 3 months, he's probably not going to be here. I think that that's just going to overshadow the season. Ultimately, I feel bad for what's happened there, because a few years ago, Hedo Turkoglu was a beast. And he left, obviously, in free agency, got way overpaid by the Toronto Raptors, and they went out and they got Vince Carter. This isn't the Cleveland Cavaliers where, oh, we're going to go get you Shaq LeBron, 38-year-old Shaq to help you, or we're going to go get you Mo Williams. The Magic have tried to put pieces around Dwight Howard. Have they gotten a superstar to go with Dwight Howard? No, but if you're not in New York or one of these huge market cities, it's really tough to do that. And Orlando's a pretty big city, a pretty big draw, but it's not the type of draw that Miami, New York, and Los Angeles are, and that's the bottom line. And when you know that Dwight Howard might not be there in a few years, well, it's not going to draw another. It's always been assumed that Dwight Howard would be leaving Orlando rather than having guys come there with him, that he'd be joining another two. Maybe in New York, I doubt that'll happen. Maybe in LA, maybe New Jersey, Chicago, whatever. So you're not going to really be able to convince another huge star to come there when he's going to say, well, Dwight Howard's going to be gone at the end of this season. Why would I want to come there? I feel bad. Stan Van Gundy's a great coach. And ultimately, this team's going to lose Dwight Howard and go back to just being a 7th or 8th seed team. Oklahoma City Thunder in this game. Obviously, Kevin Durant has a very good game. Russell Westbrook, 6 of 17 shooting, 14 points. This guy just frustrates me because I see a talent level similar to Derrick Rose. Not as good as Derrick Rose. But what Derrick Rose needs to do is be the best player on the Chicago Bulls. For them to have success, that's what needs to happen. What Russell Westbrook needs to do is distribute and shoot and get to 20 points and then just distribute. He doesn't need to try and score 30 points and have Durant have 28 points and have Russell Westbrook have 25. That's not what they need there. And it's just a matter of him not understanding his role with this team. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. The depth on this team really impresses me. Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins, Dabo Sefolosha, Royale Ivy, Nick Collison, Daquan Cook. This is a deep team. James Harden. I think that this team ultimately will make a run. I predicted them obviously to win the NBA Finals. So we'll see what happens. That's a recap of the later two games. Earlier we are going to get to Thamid will cover the earlier two games, Boston, New York, and Miami and Dallas. By the way, I don't mean to give Stan Van Gundy a pass. Or Jeff Van Gundy, my bad. Stan Van Gundy's a good coach. Jeff Van Gundy is an annoying as hell announcer. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully everyone